Ho Chi Minh City, aka Saigon in Vietnam.
Woohoo! In this video, we are gonna go through our first impressions, the things that we've noticed in Saigon that's totally mind-blowing to us, that's totally different.
And it is very different.
We just arrived at Vietnam and it's so crazy. We're in Saigon and flying in, you literally fly over buildings until the very last second you land. Now for us, that's kind of strange because normally most places that have international airports, there's a big gap between where people live and the airport. There's a huge space just because of the noise pollution from the airplane. Not here. You literally land smack dab in the city. The airport is right behind me, and as you can see, the city is right there. To get to District 1, which is the most popular place in Saigon, it takes anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour, but that depends on traffic. If there's a lot of traffic, it's gonna take you about an hour. No traffic, early mornings, late nights, it'll take you about 20 minutes. And the best part, it only costs $7.
As we're walking around Saigon or Ho Chi Minh City, we notice there are a lot of trees that are decorated with flowers. Obviously the flowers are fake, but they make them really full and colorful, so it's really pretty. Today I'm wearing the traditional Vietnamese outfit, and as we're walking around the city, I'm noticing that a lot of people are staring at me. But as we were exploring the Benton market, a lot of vendors were complimenting me on how nice I look in the traditional outfit. So don't be shy to wear the traditional clothes. It's not only for the Vietnamese, but they do appreciate when tourists wear it as well. It is lunchtime and we are at this very unique banh mi place. If you know anything about Vietnam, Vietnam runs on banh mi, and it is a sandwich. It looks like this, like a foot long, I guess, with a very crispy, nice baguette. So this place we found on Google Maps, and there's always a line for it. So whenever there is a line, it must be good. First of all, they only serve with one type of banh mi, and it is pork. And what's unique about this banh mi is that they have the sandwich with meats only, and they give you vegetables on the side, so you can put your own vegetables. And not only that, they give you a plastic glove to eat the sandwich with. It is 65,000 dong, and let's see how it tastes.
Okay, I have put all the contents from out of the vegetable bag inside the banh mi, and this is what it looks like. It's beautiful, and again, you can tell the bread, they have mastered the baguette from the French. Let's see what this tastes like. I should break it up in the middle because it's just wow. Oh la la. See what this tastes like. We all know a great sandwich starts with great bread. They've got that covered 100%. The bread is soft, it's flaky, it's light, it's spot on. Now, as far as the pork that's in there, it seems like there's two different types of pork. There's ground pork and there's sliced pork, so prepared different ways.
And pate, I think.
Yes, the vegetables in here gives it a fresh, crisp taste. This is definitely very, very good, and it's definitely a must try. Oh. While Irina was waiting for the banh mi to be made, I went next door to get something to drink, and I ordered me a lemongrass, a peach lemongrass or what have you. So next door, they have a bakery area, and they had these cakes. They called it a chiffon cake, and it had fruits on it, and they had just brought it. I'm like, oh my god, that looks so good. Can I purchase one? And she said, no, I'm sorry. They made it for a specific reason. I wasn't sure what she said, but she said I couldn't get one. So I was like, oh wow. She's like, you like sweets? I'm like, yeah, I like, pies and tarts and stuff. She's like, oh. I walked out, I came here to get the banh mi with Irina, and all of a sudden I see someone flagging me down, running behind me, and they're like, here. And they brought me this, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is from the place next door. And when I opened it, you could pretty much guess what's in it. It is the chiffon cake. And what makes this cake different is that it's very super fluffy and super light. And you see it has the fruits in it. So they actually cut me a slice and brought it to me. And I didn't even have to pay for it. It's just the fact that they knew that I liked it and I really wanted it. So that was awesome of them.
Vietnam is all about coffee. They have the strongest coffee I taste, and I love strong coffee, and sometimes I have to water it down. That's just how strong their coffee is. They use Robusta beans. And here in Ho Chi Minh City, we noticed they have coffee shops pretty much everywhere you look. You can find a coffee shop. Behind me, there is a 24/7 coffee shop. Where have you seen it? I think it's very rare. Usually coffee shops close around 6 o'clock, and if you need a little bit boost later, you have to. And if you need a little bit of a boost later during the day, you would have to go to a restaurant to get a coffee. But here, there are coffee shops that open 24 hours. Not only that, look at this coffee shop. It takes up 3 floors. And I saw other coffee shops that take up to 5 floors. This is amazing.
Here in Vietnam, things are never what it seems. Sometimes to get into different stores and cafes, you have to go through tiny little arrows like this to try to find what it is. And he's telling us it's right here.
How was breakfast?
It was very nice.
Good? Enjoyed it? Thank you.
The really cool thing about Ho Chi Minh City is that most of the places we go to, they do widely accept credit cards.
Yes, even in Pattaya or anywhere in Thailand, they do prefer cash. But here we did take out some cash from the ATM, but we used very little from it.
And also when we were in Sapa, it was the same thing as well. It was mostly cash based.
We noticed in Vietnam, actually in all different parts of Vietnam, a lot of people like to exercise outside, and there are older people too. Pretty cool.
And not only that, but they also have exercise machines placed throughout the park so you can get your workout on. No need to go to a gym here in Vietnam.
Vietnam is saturated with motorbikes and scooters. But here in Ho Chi Minh City, the traffic is insane. I was getting anxiety when we were trying crossing streets in Hanoi, but here traffic is on another level. I literally have to close my eyes and hold on to my husband, and he just takes me across the street. Here, traffic is definitely on another level. This is amazing. In Vietnam, there's a guy on a motorbike with a bunch of knives. So he's just driving around the neighborhood and he's playing the announcement. I'm assuming he's offering to sharpen knives because he has a bunch of knives on his motorcycle. But it's so much fun to see that.
What we did notice here in Saigon as opposed to Hanoi is that Saigon is a bigger metropolis. The buildings are much bigger. The infrastructure seems better, more organized than in Hanoi. So it's really easy to kind of get around here and to get a feel of the city as opposed to in Hanoi.
When we were in Hanoi, we saw a side street barber set up right on the street, and we were pretty shocked by that. But here in Saigon, they do manis and pedis here right on the side curb.
Another thing we notice here in Saigon that's different than Hanoi is that in Hanoi, the sidewalks are so narrow that you see these bikes behind me. It's the same thing here in Saigon, but the major difference is in Hanoi, the sidewalks are so narrow that when the bikes park, there is no way for you to walk. You have to walk on the streets. But here in Saigon, the sidewalks are wide enough that the mopeds can park and you can still walk around the city. That's pretty cool.
We've been traveling through Southeast Asia for a while, and in pretty much most countries we noticed on the streets you smell sewer. But here in Ho Chi Minh, as we were walking around, the streets smell clean. It just smells like normal air. And here specifically on the walking street, it smells like incense here. The entire street smells like incense. It's very different. Usually walking streets in Southeast Asia are completely blocked off from traffic in the evening. But what's different about Saigon walking street is that it's still allow traffic. Bye-bye. They still allow traffic for motorcycles, even cars. Once in a while, a police car passes through the walking street and all the go-go dancers have to get off their stages and right inside the clubs. If you know what's going on, if they are just not allowed by law to go dance, let us know in the comment below. But all in all, walking street in Saigon is a lot of fun. Vietnam is known for its traditional noodle soup. It is called pho. Well, at least that's how we pronounce it in the US. But in Vietnam, they have 6 different sounds of how you can pronounce a letter. So if you say pho with the intonation going down, that means in Vietnamese S-L-U-T. But the right way to pronounce it would be almost like with a question mark, pho. However, the Vietnamese people know that these are tourists coming here to Vietnam, and even if you do say it with the wrong pronunciation or intonation, the Vietnamese people would still understand what you mean. So, how many pho flavors can you count? Chicken, beef, pork, vegetable. I count 4. As we are strolling around Ho Chi Minh City, we found a place where they have 79 pho flavors. That is mind-blowing. We are now flying out of Saigon, and normally when you fly out you do go through the immigration, but it is a very quick process. Here in the airport, the line is really long. It will take at least an hour. It was a really long line when we landed, and going out it will take a while as well. So the moral of the story, come into the airport early because you don't know how much time it will take to go through all the procedures. If you enjoyed this video of our personal first impressions of Ho Chi Minh City, don't forget to click like. And if you would like to support our journey, consider clicking the heart button below this video. Come on, so much for watching, and as usual,